Catherine McLean, founder and CEO of Dylan Green, and today I have with me Sejal Patel Daswani, the Chief Human Resource Officer at Sunrun. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Catherine, for having me.
So Sejal, I want to talk about why you joined Sunrun, because I know that you're not necessarily from the clean energy industry. So tell me a little bit about that journey and how it came about.
So I joined Sunrun due to really our mission, as well as our dynamic CEO and leadership team at the time. The team is really working hard on focusing on building a planet run by the sun. And each day, it's just a daily reminder of how important that mission really is. As a mother of 3 kids, I just found this mission really, really compelling.
It's great. So I want to talk about diversity, surprise, surprise. And one of the areas that I'm quite passionate about is getting diverse talent in from other parts, like other industries. So our industry, as you know, is predominantly white male. Do you think the key to increasing diversity in clean energy is hiring from outside the industry?
So first of all, I think, every effort counts, and the tremendous work that you and your team are doing, these are the things that I think comprises the village that's focused on diversity and inclusion in clean tech. So as an industry, in order to really attract the diverse as well as new talent into the space, we definitely need to look outside, and we really need to see where are we looking at talent and where they are. And what I mean by this is there is an abundance of talent. And sometimes you have to stretch in terms of industries or roles that they would be applicable for. And it's important that we have our ability to really focus on this remote workforce opportunity as well. One of the few gifts of being in this kind of an environment is the whole remote workforce, and really to find the talent and where they reside. At Sunrun, we also have focused on partnerships, and with partnerships, we try to drive and attract talent. So Fairy Godboss is one. We also have invested in and done we were the first solar partner with SkillBridge and Military Spouse Employment Partnership. And this was to really drive and support our veterans hiring. So in addition to just the mindset of remote partnering with great leaders like you in this space, as well as partnering with recruiting diverse firms, we expand our network and really create that expansive network of partners. So with this, we're able to really drive a broader talent pool, and that's very exciting for us. I think another key piece is really to be specific about where is there overrepresentation and underrepresentation. As an industry, we absolutely need to have laser focus on attracting and hiring diverse talent from outside of industry. And at many companies, as is the case at Sunrun, we actually have a pretty diverse overall employee population in terms of race and ethnicity. And we are really working hard on ensuring growth paths for our employees at the senior and board levels as well.
Boy, that is a really big strategy, and it just gives credence to it takes a village. A lot of different methodologies to use in order to achieve a common purpose, a common goal. The other area I want to talk about is skill building. So why do you think skill building is so critical to offer growth and development for your employees? Can you share a little bit about how you're supporting these efforts?
Absolutely. I think, hiring gets a lot of focus, but retention is just as important. So developing and growing our talent is a key priority for us, hiring the diverse talent. And so this year, we have really proudly launched a PowerU educational and upskilling program. And what it aims to do is it's designed to allow employees to select the programs that meet their individual career goals and schedule. We had the second highest launch of any company next to Disney. And so again, it just shows the excitement that our employees have for the program. And what it does is it includes high school certificates, degree programs, as well as professional development certificates in order to really bring technical skill programs like electrician certifications or, a specific skill building on leadership, communication, if you're a functional leader, HR or marketing and comms, at no cost to the employee. So it's an employee benefit that's rolled out. And these development and growth paths for critical skills has led to greater retention and engagement for all our employees. So that is one program that we're really incredibly proud of. Another is that we've partnered with McKinsey in supporting Sunrun employees participate in McKinsey's Connected Leaders Academy. So these are specific cohorts where employees from underrepresented identities go through a 3-month immersion and executive leadership development program. And there's also a 6-month accelerator program for senior managers and managers. And these are phenomenal opportunities for skill building through well-respected international partners. And it really helps that feeling of retention and driving individual growth and career aspirations.
You all have won, Sunrun has won a lot of awards around diversity leadership. In 2020, in December 2020, women comprised of 44% of Sunrun's board of directors and 50% of the executive management team. Those are just staggering figures for a company of your size. Do you think Sunrun has been able to achieve greater D&I as a result of a naturally diverse management team led by a female CEO? 2 female CEOs now.
Yes, yes.
Or is DEI something that Sunrun has been actively working towards, as you're mentioning, or a combination of both?
It's definitely a combination of both. You know, having the commitment at the top has absolutely been critical. And then having the diversity in our leadership team has really helped to recruit diverse talent, because the candidates are able to really see the representation at senior levels. And they believe that it's a place that they can also succeed. But culture also goes hand in hand. And if a company's culture doesn't value those employees, then you really face kind of a churn or an attrition of those diverse hires.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of intentionality spent over the last 18 months at Sunrun. And it's really to improve that sense of belonging for all of our employees. So how are we creating that sense of inclusion and belonging? And we believe that by doing that well, our employees become our best recruiters. We've really doubled down and focused very heavily on strong referral programs. And our goal is to really increase the diverse representation across all levels of the company. So we're focusing on recruiting, retention, as well as developing our talent internally and holding our leaders accountable for their team makeup. Otherwise, this type of a priority really wouldn't happen.
So my next question is around pay parity. So Sunrun became the first national solar company to achieve 100% pay parity in 2018 after signing the White House Equal Pay Pledge in 2016. Can you tell us a bit about how Sunrun went about achieving this and some of the challenges that you faced?
In terms of pay parity, you know, it's now really an accepted standard across. And what we do is just rigorous analysis. Whether it's annually after our comp review, we partner externally in partnership with our great legal team. You know, it's one of those things that's a process that we've made implicit into everything we do. And it's something that we review annually, go deeper into, and then if there are any, you know, with the cycles, whether it's promotion, whether it's pay equity, we really look at it from a diverse lens. And it's just become kind of the norm and implicit in how we operate.
As far as DEI initiatives are concerned, Sunrun seems to have implemented every initiative possible to increase diversity and inclusion, such as putting together ERGs, a diversity council, a talent communities team, internal surveys, new employee programming, and hiring ahead of diversity. For companies looking to increase D&I, what steps would you recommend to them?
You know, so I think this effort is really like multifaceted. And I wouldn't say we've implemented every possible initiative. I mean, this is really a continuous, never-ending journey, and there are always areas to improve. But I think the team has, you know, just done a lot of progress. And hiring a head of D&I in Marcus Accord was the first step. And one that I really recommend hiring ahead of a diversity and inclusion, any organization take as a commitment. And while we're making our workforces more diverse and inclusive, it's really everyone's responsibility. And we needed somebody to help provide the direction and lead the initiatives and make sure that the leaders are being held accountable. The second step that we took is really being intentional about finding an opportunity to create that safe environment for employees to come together and share their experiences. We can't address problems unless employees are willing to share and dialogue. And as a result, the employee resource groups have been, we call them ERGs. They've been critical to really driving that culture of belonging and candid conversations. And then finally, I would say, you have to make sure everyone understands their role in driving this change. And it specifically includes folks in the leadership position. So we need that commitment from leaderships as well as ERGs and talent to make this work a priority in the company.
These ERGs, these employees resource groups, these are voluntary things, I'm assuming. People hold their hand up for this.
Yes, they're voluntary, really, they've been stewards in terms of just driving the level of focus on diversity inclusion. We have ERGs across the broad spectrum of communities, everything from veterans to Black and Latinx. So, across the spectrum, we have a women ERG focused on driving women's initiatives at Sunrun. So across the community spectrum, we have an ERG representing the various employee communities.
That's wonderful. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time, and I hope that this is valuable for someone out there listening who's wanting to is able to implement some of these things into their own company initiatives.
Absolutely. Again, this is our commitment and ongoing commitment, and it's work that we're really passionate about at Sunrun.
Great. Thank you so much, Sejal.
Thank you.
Take care.